Prosperity without security is a travesty, absurd, like putting the cart before the horse. And the role of the country's security agencies remains central to creating the safe environment within which nations thrive. As we take a look at the 4th edition of the Senior Police Officers Conference and Retreat in Imo State. That's our focus on Special Report.
Imo State, popularly known as the Eastern Heartland, is unique in its creation. It's central in the southeast region. It interconnects states in the southeast and serves as a link to the south-south state region. For some time now, the state has been troubled with a series of attacks, but the police seem not to be threatened.
CFR is the Imo.
For the second time in a row, Owerri, the Imo State capital, plays host to the Inspector General of Police and his management team and senior officers from commands and units across the country.
The executive governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma.
These senior officers man the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, zones and other police units and formation. They exchange pleasantries and happy to converge again, charting a new course to better secure the country. The opening ceremony of the 3-day conference and retreat with the theme, Fostering Economic Prosperity, Social Integration and Political Development through Enhanced Internal Security Mechanisms, draws the presence of the Nigerian President, President Bola Tinubu, ministers, the President of Interpol, Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, governors of other southeast states, the United Arab Emirates Police Chief, traditional rulers, amongst other dignitaries. In his opening remark, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, who got his confirmation by the Police Council shortly after, speaks on how the theme for the retreat has been chosen to shape the policies that drive the new policing vision and internal security.
The theme of this year's conference and retreat, Fostering Economic Prosperity, Social Integration and Political Development through Enhanced Internal Security Mechanism, is derived from the policing vision of the new police leadership in the country, emplacing a professionally competent, service-driven, rule of law compliant, and citizen-friendly police force, which will support the agenda of government in fostering economic recovery and growth, as well as social integration and political development of Nigeria. This conference and retreat, with the above stated theme, is therefore expected to achieve important strategic objectives which will shape the policies intended to drive the new policing visions. Upon assumption of office as the Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I immediately outlined strategic and pragmatic measures to be taken to reposition the force in line with Mr. President's determination to reform and strengthen the nation's security architecture. The cardinal focus of this police administration is improving the capability of officers, standardizing service delivery, vis-a-vis driving transformative agenda, embracing the principles of transparency, accountability, and professionalism, while upholding the rights of citizens and attending to the welfare of our officers. The police force, under my watch, will engage in robust synergy with other security agencies in the country to confront head-on the menace of violent crimes in our country, restore calm to troubled areas, and engender an atmosphere of peace, safety, and security, which will promote national economic growth and prosperity. The establishment of the Special Intervention Squad, SIS, a standby team of specially trained officers to rapidly intervene in major incidents, which was immediately announced on my assumption of office, is considered immediate priority in this effort. The squad will be deployed in each command of the country to deal with the state's salient security challenges. Concrete steps have already been taken to facilitate the smooth takeoff of the SIS in 10 pilot states already identified based on the recent violent crime assessment carried out in all the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT.
A round of applause as I invite General Christopher Musa, OFR. Please, a big round of applause. It deserves bigger. We are talking about the Chief of Defense Staff here.
There are goodwill messages to corroborate the points made by the Inspector General of Police, especially on the welfare of officers and men of the Nigeria Police and internal security.
This theme is very apt and recalls the need for economic, social, and political developments in order to strengthen Nigerian security mechanism. In a rapidly changing world where complex security challenges transcend national boundaries, it is imperative that we strengthen our internal security apparatus to effectively safeguard our nation's economic development, social fabric, and political stability. Nigeria, with its vast human and natural resources, has the potential to become a global economic powerhouse. However, achieving sustained economic prosperity requires a secure and stable environment that nurtures investment, innovation, and entrepreneurship. This can only be achieved in a peaceful and conducive environment. It is therefore our collective responsibility as security agencies of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to create an atmosphere of tranquility where businesses can flourish and individuals can pursue their aspirations without any inhibition. Similarly, social integration is a fundamental pillar for the development and well-being of any nation. Nigeria is a diverse country, rich in ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity. By promoting inclusive policing practices, respecting human rights, and building strong community partnership, we can foster social cohesion and harmony, which are vital for nation building. It is worthy to note that the Nigerian police, as a critical component of Nigerian security architecture, have over the years continued to play crucial roles in upholding the integrity of our democratic system and ensuring socio-economic activities thrives. This, I must say, is highly commendable. The IGP, I highly commend you with your men for doing a good job. To sustain these achievements and mitigate the multifaceted security issues hindering development and prosperity in our country, we must embrace a comprehensive and synergistic approach to security. Collaboration and coordination among various security agencies are key to addressing the multidimensional challenges we are facing. And that's why I want to assure you that the members of the Armed Forces of Nigeria will continue to support you in performing your mandates.
This opportunity could not have come at a better time, considering the various security challenges confronting our beloved country and the current drive by Mr. President to set the nation on a renewed trajectory. The theme of the conference, fostering economic prosperity, social integration, and political development through enhanced internal security mechanisms, is therefore apt and timely. The conference would undoubtedly afford us the opportunity to discuss pertinent security issues affecting the country. The conference would also provide a veritable platform to review the conduct of the Nigerian police operations, training activities, and other key issues. We are all aware that we are at a period where the nation is faced with daunting and multifaceted challenges. This is coupled with the impact of recent economic downturn and stiff competition for dwindling national resources, among other issues. There is therefore no gainsaying that we must devise means to bridge all obstacles that could hinder the advancement of Nigeria's economy and create the enabling environment for a prosperous future for the citizenry. I therefore have no doubt that our interaction during this conference shall elucidate actionable ideas that will undoubtedly set the stage for us to achieve our desired objectives. The Office of the National Security Advisor, on its part, will continue to explore new ways and means of enhancing collaboration with all stakeholders to effectively checkmate security threats and set conditions for a stable and prosperous environment for the Nigerian people. The Office of the National Security Advisor will also remain resolute in supporting the Nigerian police force and indeed all relevant stakeholders towards enhancing national security and the socio-economic well-being of the nation.
The fourth industrial revolution has brought about significant progress in technological advancement, such as artificial intelligence, data analytics, and surveillance technologies.
By responsibly harnessing these tools, we can amplify our effectiveness in maintaining peace and security. Furthermore, we should recommit ourselves to community policing. We must encourage collaboration and trust amongst law enforcement agencies and the communities they serve. By cultivating positive relationships, we can also facilitate intelligence gathering, early detection of threats, and effective crime prevention. The Senate and the House committees on police affairs are readily available to give legislative support to and facilitate the realization of any initiative that may require legislative backing.
Major General Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, the President of Interpol, to kindly come forward. Can we please put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen?
The keynote speaker and President of Interpol, Ahmed Nasser Al-Raisi, speaks on some of the challenges faced by police in African countries in the discharge of their duties, while calling for more collaboration with Interpol to overcome this menace.
As the economic and political and technological landscape continue to evolve rapidly, and as we navigate a period of uncertainty, it is more important than ever before to join forces to tackle the challenges of tomorrow. As the technology advances, we will experience more and more complex challenges, with the criminals taking advantage of boundaries between the physical and digital to create more sophisticated, borderless criminals landscape. Interpol's member countries are stronger together by staying ahead of the curve and anticipating police challenges of the future. We can target organized criminal groups conducting financial crimes which undetermined global financial systems, slowing down economic growth and causing loss to businesses and individuals globally. Interpol is working to safeguard economic prosperity throughout our financial crime and anti-corruption center. The growth of illicit transnational financial crimes has grown rapidly in recent years, causing massive losses to businesses and individuals worldwide, while threatening governing bodies. Interpol Financial Crime and Anti-Corruption Center work closely with the stakeholders such as the Financial Action Task for the strengthened efforts against financial crimes and corruption. However, our work is not possible without the support of our 195 member countries. Our Financial Crime and Anti-Corruption Center support member countries with the transnational investigations and shares crucial information with the stakeholders to hold criminals accountable. We also target global illicit financial flows, directing our efforts towards different types of money laundering schemes and to help recovering illicit funds. Together, we must encourage to ensure a shared responsibility, to exchange expertise and knowledge, and solutions for increased cooperation to make the world a safer place for us all.
In her dual capacity, she'll give us a goodwill message, and I'm sure mingle it with her remarks for today. You're welcome, ma.
The Minister of State for Police Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, gives an insight into the contributions of the federal government towards boosting the morale and welfare of police officers for optimal performance.
In this era of rapid technological advancement, we must embrace innovation, leverage on digital tools, enhance our effectiveness. Technology can assist us in crime prevention, intelligence gathering, and the investigation of complex cases. Therefore, I urge you all to explore and adopt cutting-edge technologies that can support our mission of maintaining law and order. Furthermore, community engagement is crucial in bridging the gap between police and the public. We must strive and build trust, foster positive relationships, and actively involve local communities in our efforts to fight crime. By working hand in hand with the people we serve, we can create a safer environment and promote a sense of ownership and responsibility for security. I also want to emphasize the importance of professional ethics and integrity. As a senior officer and leaders, you must set the highest standard of conduct and lead by example, uphold the principle of fairness, transparency, and accountability. This is paramount to winning the trust and confidence of Nigerian people. Let us work together to eliminate corruption and misconduct within our ranks and build a police force that is respected and admired.
Senator Hope Uzodinma, please put your hands together for the governor.
For the host governor, Hope Uzodinma, he's excited over the acceptance by the organizers for the state to host the annual event for the second time in a row, as he advocates for a trust fund for the police that will enhance better welfare in the discharge of their duties. Governor Hope Uzodinma urges the police to be professional in the conduct of the November 11 governorship elections in Imo State.
It gladdens my heart that you are hosting this conference in Imo State. It is indeed reassuring that the high-profile groups and institutions such as yours have been flocking to the state since this year for important conferences and seminars such as this. We therefore mention duties expected of the police. There is no doubt that they have the most crucial role to play in fostering national unity through enhanced internal security mechanisms, which is the theme of this conference. The natural question, therefore, is whether the police have been adequately empowered in terms of personnel, training, logistics to perform this crucial role. The scrutiny is needful because having the relevant laws is important, but adequately equipping the police for the task is even more important. Since 1964, when we had the first indigenous Inspector General of Police, we have had 22 Inspector Generals of Police, including the present one. I can say without fear of equivocation that all the Inspector Generals of Police have worked very hard to enhance operational capacity of the force. For some time, there have been debates as to what we pay our policemen and our welfare packages for them. Even last week, some senators canvassed increased salaries and other welfare packages for our policemen. I can't agree less. I know that there is an insurance scheme for our policemen, but I don't know if the amount being paid to bereaved families is adequate enough. However, I'm confident that the Police High Command and the federal government are capable of responding to these issues so that we can make the service more attractive. My submission here is that the National Assembly should, as a matter of urgency, come up with a bill for a special police fund. Under this arrangement, both the national and subnational government must agree for a special percentage from the Federation account to be reserved for the continuous and sufficient funding of the Nigerian police. I charge you to be professional, as always, in the exercise of your assignment. Do not give room to hoodlums to disrupt the election. Just take charge and do your jobs as prescribed by the Constitution.
President Bola Tinubu, who has been represented by the Minister of Police Affairs, Ibrahim Gaidam, reiterates the commitment of the Tinubu administration to enhance better welfare for Nigerians and provide better security.
Distinguished guests and senior officers, this is the time to introduce key reforms to reposition the police to be more effective in the performance of their mandate, which is internal security, public safety, and order. This administration has matched its words with action, as I have given approval and funding support for local and overseas training of officers to better equip them and enable them to enhance the institutional capacity of the police force to secure the nation and consequently make Nigeria safe for foreign direct investment, economic activities, social integration, and stability in the political space. Insecurity has adversely affected the nation's economic growth. Security threats in the Niger Delta region largely affected the daily crude oil output of the country, thereby depriving us of the much-needed revenue. The perennial clashes between farmers and herders also affect the nation's capacity to improve our output in agriculture. These and other instances issues which we must confront if we want to move the nation forward and create a society conducive for economic prosperity and national development.
The fourth edition of the conference and retreat had the participation of carefully selected security management experts from across the globe, fostering peer review and exchange of ideas on 4 prominent topics under 4 syndicate groups with research and recommendation centers around service scheme for the Nigeria Police Force, professionalizing the Force Criminal Investigations Department, reorientation program for officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force, and a review of changes in the police pension scheme and suggestions of further changes.
We especially recognize you and we appreciate your efforts.
Everything about cybercrime has to do with technology, of course. They use the phones, the computers, and the smartphones and all the rest to commit this crime. So our job is to make sure that as they keep on moving, we'll devise new means of tackling, some of these challenges. So we are taking it head on, and we don't want to relax until we get to the end of it.
We've been exposed to the reality that the world is moving. Crime now is driven by technology, and that we need to evolve a new police orientation that will stay steps ahead in terms of our knowledge of the application of technology in commission of crime and the application of technology in finding solution to those crimes. So we've been able to, they've engaged us on the issue of cybercrime, the trend, the investigations, and then the practical application of several components of technological tools.
My take home from this retreat is that we've been able to know how best we can apply technology in crime fighting, especially taking into cognizance the fact that most crimes are now being committed through the use of cyberspace.
It's been proven that the annual convergence of these top echelon of the force has no doubt opened their minds to learn modern policing ideas, with questions and answers on topical issues on the way forward to solving key areas of modern-day policing. This is expected to enhance the performance of senior police officers to achieve strategic objectives and directions that will reposition the force optimally.
When people feel safe, they invest, whether energy, time, or resources, and as is the individual, so goes the country. While insecurity is a recipe for underdevelopment, the kryptonite of all things progressive. For Special Report, I'm Olumide Macaulay.